hands. For our first Voices of the Future, I want to introduce Lauren Young from Reuters. Lauren is an editor for digital special projects at Reuters and also served as a mentor of one of our youth contest winners last year. We are incredibly grateful for our partnership with Thomson Reuters over the years. Thank you so much, Lauren, for being here.
And we're incredibly grateful for you because we're all about independence and freedom from bias. And teaching media literacy is exactly what we need to have future generations of people consuming our news. I have had the pleasure since November of working with an amazing student who I'm about to introduce. His name is Pranav Karthikeyan, and Pranav is actually coming to us. Well, he lives in New Jersey, but he flew last night to India, and he will be coming to us live from India. Pranav, the critical thinking that he has brought to the project, which he's going to tell you a little bit about, is so amazing. And we've worked really hard trying to get to the core of something he's very interested in. Pranav, I'm going to let you tell everybody a little bit more about it, but I just want to tell you personally, since I have you here on stage, how proud I am of you. And I'm so excited to see what you go off to do in the world. And please keep doing what you're doing. It's super important. Pranav, take it away.
Thank you so much, Ms. Young, and thank you, namely, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to speak to all of you today. I have been a Namely ambassador since I was in 5th grade, shortly after my first brush with misinformation, which was at the age of 9, when my grandfather sent me a picture of a 5-headed snake. I was ecstatic that such a thing could exist. At the time, I believed the news as long as it looked believable. Though sadly, I came to find out that the image of the 5-headed snake was fake. I was shocked at how real fake news could be. During this time, I was also starting a school newspaper with a team of 15 writers. I noticed how when we were writing our own articles, we were all falling into the same misinformation trap I fell into before. I knew it was my responsibility to convey the correct and credible information to our readers. So I went poking around the internet for some help. And that's when I found Namely. On Namely's website, there were several helpful resources and toolkits that got me and the team of 15 writers back on track. We were better at detecting misinformation. Since then, working with Namely, I've been learning and discovering many things. One thing I came to realize was the importance of media literacy for all. To first achieve media literacy for all, we must break the geographical barrier. In many places of the world, the use and consumption of social media is growing exponentially, yet media literacy is unheard of. We also saw that during the COVID-19 pandemic, our local towns and communities were negatively impacted from misinformation that started tens of thousands of miles away, and vice versa. So if we want to win the misinformation war, along with protecting our families and communities, media literacy must reach everyone. The second thing we must do to achieve media literacy for all is break the age barrier. In 2019, a study came out that stated adults over 65 were 7 times more likely to spread misinformation than their younger counterparts. 7 times? Doesn't that just blow your mind? It blows my mind. But why? Why do older adults spread so much more misinformation? It's not because they're less wiser. It's not because they lack critical thinking skills, and it's not because they are lonelier than the younger generation. I believe it is because they fail to recognize the change in the media landscape. For example, my grandfather grew up on reading accurate, fact-checked information from reputable newspapers all of his life. But now, the media landscape has changed. On social media, anyone with a device or camera has the ability to create news. So when my grandfather is on social media, he thinks every single image and post has been fact-checked and deemed correct, even though they haven't. And this is why I believe we must educate the elderly population on how to recognize change in the media landscape through media literacy. As a student, I'm fortunate. My school taught me how to detect and analyze misinformation, along with exposing us to several fact checkers. But along with these skills, it is also important to teach students how misinformation traps are all around us, how we can so easily fall for misinformation, and how misinformation is dangerous. I believe if we learn all of these concepts, we can better invest ourselves into empowering against misinformation and its traps. In 20 years, if we get this right, media literacy will be as important as the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. Digital technology will also be more advanced. There will be more friction and alerts to slow down the spread of viral misinformation. In terms of mindset, people will be more open-minded, tolerant, and accepting towards different views and beliefs. And finally, we will all do a little bit more as a consumer and as a creator to be more ethical, responsible, and accountable. Thank you.